The 2023 Toyota Prius and Prius Prime have finally been unveiled. Is the Prius finally cool now? I don't know. You let me know in the comment section. And as you're entering the video, make sure to like and subscribe. So let's get right into it. The main highlights, of course, it's going to be with that new exterior. The overall thoughts seem to be very positive. Many people think that this is a good looking car now, finally, for the Prius. And what's most important to me is the new powertrain changes. We have here an updated 2-liter 4-cylinder engine mated to a lithium-ion battery pack, which I'll talk about later on, but it's supposed to generate up to 196 horsepower in the all-wheel drive trim levels. And if you get the front-wheel drive models, the manufacturer estimated MPG is around 57 MPGs. That is really impressive, and that's what really made me like this new Prius, because with the Toyota Crown, I was just disappointed that they didn't really do anything innovative or interesting with that. They just took a sedan and raised it up, and that was about it. The MPGs were still around 40 MPG with the Crown, but here we are now touching the 60 MPG range with this new hybrid Prius. I'll talk about the Prime later on in this video. That's going to be your plug-in hybrid variant. That's going to have around 220 horsepower, but more on that later. First of all, this is going to be built upon the second generation TNGA-C platform. This is going to offer a low center of gravity with reduced weight and increased rigidity compared to the previous generation. We also have a wider stance and a lower driving position that's supposed to feel nimble yet comfortable. Now, it's interesting because nowadays everybody wants an SUV, but the people who loved and appreciated the Prius for what it is, they understood that they were not buying an SUV. So it's okay that they're doubling down on having a lower driving position, because I don't think the typical Prius owner would mind. They were okay driving around in a sedan, if you will. So we're going to have better lower center of gravity because of these changes. And the Prius, in my opinion, was always a brilliant machine. I've driven the previous models, and besides the stupid looks of it in the past, the car was brilliantly designed. It had massive amounts of space on the inside, and because of that bulbous design and shape, part of that was due for aerodynamic purposes, but it also led to, you know, a lot of space and headroom for taller individuals. And it had that hatchback, which allowed you to have SUV levels of cargo capacity while getting amazing fuel economy. I mean, even till this day, if you buy like a used Prius for under 10 grand, it's a pretty phenomenal buying decision. Very practical, very efficient, and there's even aftermarket companies that can replace those battery packs for you now for like a grand or two. Yeah, a used Prius or even a new one like this, if you can get this at a good lease deal. We'll see what the new leases are going to be on this new 2023 Prius and what the availability is going to be like, but I think this will be a good choice for many families seeking a daily driver, or even if you're going to use this as a business vehicle. I think this makes sense. So this new Prius, it was designed in Japan. It's going to offer new styling, of course. This new car is also going to have a lowered roofline by about 2 inches compared to the previous generation, and it's going to be 1 inch wider total. The hip point when you're sitting inside the vehicle is also going to be lower by about 1 inch compared to the previous generation. The battery placement is optimized for a lower center of gravity. It's going to also help with an enhanced luggage capacity, so even more practical than before. And speaking of battery, let's go ahead and talk about this powertrain finally. We have this 5th generation hybrid powertrain coupled with a larger 2-liter 4-cylinder engine and a newly developed lithium-ion battery that is located underneath the rear seats. This newly developed lithium-ion battery pack is going to offer 15% increase in output compared to the previous generation nickel metal battery. Now, they were always using these nickel metal batteries because they seem to do better in the cold, and they were the more reliable battery setup for Toyota to use, but now they seem to have figured something out with this lithium-ion battery system, because let's be honest, the performance is going to be better with the lithium-ion battery. So I'm glad that they figured it out and they finally implemented that with this new generation of the Prius. And as I already mentioned, 57 mpgs combined. I mean, that is really excellent. That is a huge step up in efficiency. And regarding the performance, we now have here 194 horsepower with the front wheel drive model, resulting in a 0 to 60 time of 7.2 seconds. And that is a 26% improvement over the outgoing front wheel drive model at 9.8 seconds. Those 9 to 10 second cars, they really do feel like a dog. 7 seconds and under is pretty excellent. This is going to feel pretty effortless for everyday street driving. This is the type of power and performance that you want out of any car, if I'm going to be honest with you. Around that 200 horsepower mark, that's pretty good. An all-wheel drive model is also available, but in my opinion, I think going with that front-wheel drive model to get that 57 combined mpgs, I think that is the way to go. But if you live in a place of inclement weather, or if you're doing some type of taxi service in New York, I'm glad that they are offering you this all-wheel drive model. And that's actually going to get 2 more horsepower at 196 horses and a 0 to 60 time of 7 seconds flat, just so you know. It's also going to be available with 3 drive modes: normal, eco, and sport. And there's also going to be 3 trim levels as well with the hybrid. Same thing with the Prime, but it's different, and I'm going to cover that next. But here with the regular hybrid, you're going to be getting the LE trim level as your base trim, and this is the one in front wheel drive that's going to be doing that 57 mpgs. And then you move up to the XLE, and then finally the limited is going to be the fully loaded model. So let's talk about what's standard with the base model. You're going to be getting the 17-inch alloy wheels. They're going to have wheel covers on them, and it's going to have an 8-inch multimedia touchscreen, 6 USB-C ports, an electronic parking brake, soft text or like some type of fake leather steering wheel, and blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. That's going to be standard, and I really appreciate that. Optional, you can get front and rear parking assist with automatic braking with the base model. Now that's pretty good. You get a lot there. However, the XLE might be worth looking into. It's going to offer you 19-inch wheels, which we're going to have to see how that's going to affect the ride quality, because obviously nobody's driven it yet. But tire replacement costs are going to go up with 19-inch wheels, something else to keep in mind if you're going to be using this as a business car. We still get an 8-inch touchscreen. You're also going to get a digital rear view mirror and HomeLink, your garage HomeLink system. You're going to get that with the XLE model. And you get 2 more cup holders for the rear seat passengers, and you get heated front seats with the XLE, which I'm not going to lie, very nice to have, and 8-way power driver seats. So I'm not sure if the base model is going to have manual adjustable seats or if it's going to be like a 6-way or a 4-way powered seat. We're not really sure, but the XLE is also going to come with these soft text leather-ish material seats, I believe, rain sensing wipers, a smart key, wireless charger, direct light illumination, front and rear parking assist with automatic braking. That was optional with the LE. You get that as standard with the XLE. Optional, you can get a 12.3-inch screen with the XLE, a fixed glass roof, and a digital key. You can get these 3 things as an option with the XLE. With the fully loaded model, the biggest highlights, it's going to be that 12.3-inch multimedia screen being offered as standard with the fully loaded model. You can also get a JBL premium audio system with 8 speakers on the fully loaded model, which might be worth looking into. I feel like Toyota is improving their JBL audio system quality because in the past with the regular cars, Camrys, RAV4s, etc. with the JBL, they just used to have this overly bass boosted tuning of the audio, and it just sounded very subpar. But then I tried out a Tundra with a JBL audio system, and it sounded amazing. It was my most favorite audio system found in any pickup truck, so they seem to be improving their JBL quality. You're also going to be getting a fixed glass roof with the fully loaded model, and you can get a heated steering wheel with the limited grade. You can have heated and ventilated seats in the front with the fully loaded model, 8-way power adjustable seats with memory for the fully loaded model. The other trim levels did not come with memory seats, and you can get a digital key and a powered back door. I'm assuming that's your trunk access. That's going to be powered, I believe. And optional with the fully loaded model, you can get an advanced park, digital rear view mirror, heated rear seats. You can get that as an option with the fully loaded model, and a panoramic view monitor or a 360 camera you can get that as an option with the fully loaded model. The 12.3-inch infotainment screen, that is the highlight here. Is it worth getting? I don't know. I mean, if you care about the infotainment that much, go ahead, but I think the 8-inch unit will do for most people. But they're saying that it will come with a over-the-air update. I'm not sure if that's only referring to the 12.3-inch display or for the other base screens as well. I hope it's for all the screens. But with the 12.3-inch screen, you do get intuitive touch and voice activation controls. Like you can say, "Hey Toyota," and you can just talk to it like Siri or something, so you can play with the infotainment that way. But it can also come with intelligent assist, cloud navigation, destination assist, all of these things. You can get that with the 12.3-inch display. Points of interest, that's going to be powered by Google, so that's what you're also going to be getting with the 12.3-inch display. We also have here dual Bluetooth phone connectivity with standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which I really appreciate. And if you want to pay up for this, you can also get a 4G connectivity for up to 5 devices through AT&T hotspot, I believe. So if you want to pay up for that, you can do it, but I think you get a 1 month of free trial with that. You can also download the Toyota app and you get 1 year of free remote connect service, so you can lock and unlock the doors, activate the headlights, start the vehicle, all that good stuff. You can do it from your phone if you want to for a year, but I'm sure you have to pay up for that later on. As far as safety goes, we don't know about the crash test safety, but pretty much every new Toyota is very safe now, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. But regarding the safety features, it's going to come with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, and that's going to include pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, lane departure alert with steering assist, full speed range, dynamic radar cruise control, lane tracing assist, road sign assist, automatic high beams, and proactive driving assistance. And as I already mentioned, the base model will also come with blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert as standard. Now let's quickly talk about the Prime, the Prius Prime. That is the plug-in hybrid model, and that also receives some new changes. So it's also going to be 2 inches lower, 1 inch wider, 1 inch longer, and it's going to have a hip point that is almost 1 inch lower as well. Pretty much the same for the regular hybrid as well compared to the previous generation. Under the hood, we're going to have a 5th generation hybrid powertrain coupled with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that we saw before, with that newly developed lithium-ion battery pack that's located under the rear seats. The old Prius Prime can do about 25 miles of pure EV range. This one gets an increase of over 50%, so I'm assuming it can do over 40 miles of pure electric range, because the RAV4 Prime and the NX450H Lexus plug-in hybrid can also do around 40 miles of pure EV range, and those are much heavier, larger SUVs. So this Prius can easily do over 40 miles, I'm sure. And we have a near 100 horsepower increase over the previous gen. So we are now having a 220 horsepower Prius Prime here, and it should be doing 0 to 60 in around 6.6 seconds. So it's only a little bit quicker than the regular Prius, but this is still very good. I'm satisfied with both. Honestly, I don't know. It depends on pricing, because pricing hasn't been unveiled yet, but I think the regular Prius should do it for most people. I mean, 57 mpg is phenomenal. So that's really good. I get it. If you want to drive in pure EV mode, then yeah, the Prime is here for you. But the trim levels are different. We actually have here an SE grade as the base trim level, and then we step up to an XSE as the mid-level grade, and then we have an XSE Premium as opposed to the Limited for the fully loaded models. I will have all the features listed on the screen here for you to check out. Of course, the interior also gets a massive change, and we have here a pretty clean aesthetic. I really do like it. We still have your physical buttons and switches for your HVAC controls. I like the way the seats look, and I think, you know, when you go with the more fully loaded models, you get that fixed glass roof, which I think most people will like, but it seems to be more spacious, which is always a great thing to see. I think it's going to make a lot of sense for many families. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section regarding this new 2023 Toyota Prius. Is this something that you're going to consider for your family or for your business? Let me know your thoughts, but I'll have the next video on the end screen here, so check that out and I'll see you there.